Hello everyone, I am joined by Grandmaster Jonathan Tisdale here with me on the show. Welcome, Jonathan.
Hi. Thanks for inviting me.
I'm very glad that you are our special guest of the day. So, have you been following some games from Sukooon Resort Indian Chess.com League?
Yes, of course. I have to admit that I have a bias in the event.
Uh
People
huh.
probably
So, you
know
have a
that.
personal favorite.
Yes, of course, because I spend a lot of time chatting about training with Srinath,
Uh
and
huh.
his team, Super Kids, of course, is of special interest to me because I've been following Nihal for a while, and Srinath and Arjun, they played for the Norway Gnomes in the Pro Chess League, and I was the
Right.
captain. So we have a very sort of strong pipeline to India in where I'm
Yes.
concerned.
So, now I know why there is a bias, or let's say why you call them your favorites.
Yeah, yeah, but
Okay.
it's but I mean, of course, I've been interested in what's been going on in India for quite a while. Yeah, that's not. It's
Yes.
exciting. I mean, and I would imagine I don't know what the percentage of the players in this event that are kids, but I would imagine it's really high.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
is really high.
I don't have an overview over everybody because you've got so many talented players now. It's almost impossible.
Yeah, there are a lot of young kids, and just to encourage even more, we introduced a mandatory slot for them. So there should be at least one under 16 player in each team.
Under 16. Uh-huh.
Yeah. So
Of
we
course,
have.
that's very easy for you.
Yes.
You can probably fill them all with grandmasters.
Right. Yeah.
But
There are quite a lot of grandmasters who are under 16 in this league.
well, I think that's an advantage, of course. I mean, when I was trying to plan out how to manage Norway Gnomes, which
Mm-hmm.
and the Pro Chess League, it's the same time control, the same format.
True.
And my general impression was that the younger the player, the better, probably, because they have a huge advantage, I think, in
True.
being used to playing online, being used to faster controls. I mean, it probably seems quite slow to a lot of them.
Right. So you can
So
see on my left that super kids are leading actually.
yeah, I just found out that it's game points first and match point second. I
Right.
was a bit worried about them at the end of day one, but I see that it's the other way around, that the match points are the tiebreak.
True. And then the top two qualify for the super final tomorrow,
Okay.
and they will
And the
play in a very different style. Like the fifth player will play against the fifth player of the opposing team, and it will go on until one team is completely eliminated.
okay, that's the tiebreak format from the Pro Chess League, I think.
Yes, yes.
Okay, that's interesting. But I suppose the rating favorites
Chess Gurukul.
are just good, yeah.
So they are the rating favorites.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah.
I think the games are not live yet.
I'm surrounded by screens here and mice and machines. I'm talking to you from my laptop because it's got the
Okay.
best camera.
Okay.
Um, so I'm hoping to be able to see some of the action uh, behind
So
you.
yeah, yeah. I can see that one game has started. That's between M.R. Venkatesh and Abhimanyu Puranik.
Let me see.
It's Mr.
I don't
Venki
see any.
versus Abidabi.
I don't see any. I wonder if I have some sort of a connection problem myself. I don't see any.
I think it will come to you in a few seconds
And,
from now.
oh yeah, no, it's starting. They're starting to load up now.
So the Srinath has played very well so far.
Yes, I know. He finally calmed down a bit in the last round.
Right.
And I'm sure he's working with most of the rest of the team as well. I'm not sure if they're all connected to him as students or not, but a lot of them are. Maybe all of them?
Yes.
Don't know.
Srinath has, I mean, Nihal is of course very
Yes,
closely
his
working.
main.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm not sure about the
But
rest of the team.
well, I know that I think he coached Arjun at least in connection with some team event
Yes,
because
could be.
he recommended that we recruit him in the
Right. I
Prochess
think
League.
he was also a coach for one of the team events for ASF. Yeah, when the federation sent the team, he was probably the coach.
Hmm.
Okay, so the games are live. Which game would you like to look first?
Let's see. I suppose from what I can tell, it's a bit predictable, but I'm always like to check out what's happening to Nihal.
Okay. He's
Um,
playing against Gukesh. This is a mouth-watering
oh,
clash.
okay. Okay, that's very exciting. I've been told that doesn't use computers at all, which makes him one of the most fascinating players around. That's true.
Oh, who doesn't use computers?
I was told that Gukash does not use them at
Uh-huh.
all.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if
Maybe
that can possibly be 100% true, but if it's 90% true, it's amazing.
I don't know. I cannot imagine, a grandmaster being without a laptop. That too young grandmaster these days.
No, it's completely astonishing and really shocking when I heard it. But I've heard it from several places. And I don't know who he trains with. If
From
but
what
that's
I
what
know,
really fascinates. Hmm?
it's like from what I know, I think he was helped by Grandmaster Vishnu Prasanna, and then Gukesh was
Okay.
also part of the camps. It was organized in Chennai by, I think, Kramnik was the coach, so he was
This
also
very
there.
recently.
Yes,
Hmm.
could be. I
But
have a feeling he was a part of it.
I mean, I get the impression that you've got a lot of very different approaches, which is again something that's
Yeah,
fascinating. I like to try and keep track because that's what still fascinates me the most at this stage um, is how people are training and
yeah.
different ideas of trainers. So it's yeah. So I spend a lot of time just chatting with Srinath a lot because he's obviously very active and has a very exciting
Yeah.
student at the moment, and it's interesting to hear.
So the
I had a
position,
sort of.
pardon,
Mm-hmm.
you were saying something?
No, I was just saying that I chatted a little bit with Nihal a couple of years ago because I was
Uh-huh.
very curious about him because the things I was reading about him sounded very much like young Magnus, just the way they were growing up and the kind of interests they had as children and things like this. And so I was very curious to find out how much of that was true and try and get some idea of how he thinks. But he's a very modern kid. Don't
Right.
he's
Yeah.
he's yeah. So what's happening here on the? Okay.
So we have the game Nihal versus Gukesh. And I mean, Gukesh has played this Karakan Exchange variation. One of the famous games that I remember in this was Shankland's game, I think. It's Karakan Exchange
Uh-huh.
with Bishop D3, Knight C6, C3. So we are in that
Against.
Karakan. I think it was his US Championship final game that he won
Oh,
a
okay.
few years back. Yeah,
Yeah, when he won the event in the
correct.
last round,
Right, right.
he was black then, was he?
He was wide, I think. He
He was
played this
white.
Bishop D3.
Okay. Now, see, this is modern games are not my strength. I mean,
Yeah.
when I see this line, I automatically think of Fisher.
Okay.
But it's of course it's very fashionable now.
So what do you think about the present position?
I I I quite like. I'd be happier to play Black's position, even though he's probably not
Yeah, because of
going to
this
be better.
G file.
G5.
Because of the G file, because black gets the open
Oh, the
G
G
file.
file. Yeah, but just the space and the fact that he has a better grip on the light squares at this point,
Yeah.
and the light square bishops are gone. Also, I mean, he has a minority attack on the queens. It seems easier to play to me. You can play on both sides even. Although I'm sure he's not better. I mean, he may even be slightly worse for all I know, but it just seems slightly more attractive for black to me anyway.
So knight e5 has
Uh,
been played. Where to put the king? If black goes with his king to the queen side, then he will definitely attack on the king side, right?
yeah. So, yeah, but on the other hand, maybe he wants to. Yeah, he can play on either side. Yeah, so he has to maybe put the king on h8 and try and
Huh,
play
okay.
the
So you mean
g5.
king, like castle king side and king h8, then
Yes,
rook g8.
something like that. It seems quite natural. But yeah,
Yeah,
no,
it's
it's
possible.
exciting. It's an interesting position. It's still very early.
Do you play
How's
Karukan
ahead on the clock?
yourself?
Oh, I played just about everything, but yeah, also for
Uh-huh.
a while. But in the was active.
Uh-huh.
People were playing GF6 lines. They were doing quite well, leading to very sharp play in those days.
Yeah.
And the knight D7 line, the very this kind of spiel this all the time. Very, very sharp for a while. But computers have taken a lot of the sting out of that, of course.
Yeah.